I'm 46 years old.
Okay, Mary Lynn, are you married?
Legally, no. I live with Jason Cooper. We went to get married in Deadwood and forgot to turn in our marriage license, so legally, no, we are not married.
Okay. So how does that play out for you, since you're not legally married?
He introduces me as his wife, and we went through all the emotions of whatever you want to call it, but we rodeo, and we left Deadwood and didn't turn in our marriage certificate, and we didn't realize till we got to Dodge City Rodeo that we were not married.
Okay, all right.
No big deal.
Okay.
So.
All right, so tell me, what do you do when you're not rodeoing?
I work in a bar.
Okay.
I'm a bartender.
Okay.
Little hole-in-the-wall beer joint in Florence, Texas.
Okay. How far is Florence from?
It took us about 3.5 hours to get here today.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about, the life as a bartender when you're not doing rodeo.
It can get interesting.
Really?
Most of our people are right there from Florence. It's their daily hangout. You got your one little table that sits there every day, that drink the same amount of beer every day. You get a little crazy every once in a while. Like I say, we're out in the country. It's a bar that was, the guy that owns it, it was his brother's house. He turned it into a bar. We recently made it bigger. You have your little local bar fights every once in a while, but, it's fun. Something to do besides sitting at home.
Okay.
So.
All right. So, are you from Texas?
Yes.
What part?
Navasota.
Navasota.
Do you know where that's at?
I do know where that's at.
You do?
I do. So tell me a little bit about how you feel about. Have you lived in Texas all your life?
Yes.
Tell me about Texas. How do you feel about Texas?
I love Texas. Your biggest rodeo people are born and raised in Texas.
Really?
Know a lot of them.
Really?
Grew up with Fred Whitfield, Joe Beaver, Todd Arthur, the Cooper boys. Did you watch finals this year?
No, I didn't watch the finals this year.
Well, Tough Cooper, who's your world champion calf roper, happens to be my husband's nephew.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
So.
How long have you been involved with the rodeo?
Probably before I could walk. My dad has rodeoed his whole life. He was a pickup man for years and years. I probably won my first trophy rodeoing when I was 3. I couldn't even tell you how, I've been on a horse my whole life.
Really?
It's just, I don't know. Honestly, how old I was. I think I started roping when I was 8. I think I was running barrels when I was 5.
Okay.
It's just.
So if you started roping when you were 8, by the time you were 15, you were a badass roper, huh?
Back then, yeah, because they didn't have the numbering system like they do and stuff now. Now when you go to rope, you're numbered, by your ability, I guess. Back then, you roped with whoever was backed up in that box. I roped with men that were my daddy's age. I had a nice little horse, and things were different back in the 70s, I guess, than they are, now. But, you didn't get to pick who you wanted to rope with. When you backed in the box, that's who you got to rope with, and you did. But it made you a better roper. You had to rope with the best, you didn't get to pick and choose who you wanted to, you're beginners like now. I'm a number 3 now, and I shouldn't be. I should be probably a 6, but it doesn't make any difference, but.
So what's the difference in the numbering system?
Your numbering system now, like in your US and stuff, it's based on your ability to be able, how well you ride, how well you rope. Well, they don't have me numbered correctly at all. They have me numbered as a 3, but I've been roping since I was 8 years old. But then again, I don't want to have to go rope against Joe Beaver, who's numbered a 9 or 10. Your best boys in the world, but I've roped with a lot of them, I've been to Trevor Brazil's house and roped with him, and, Roy Cooper, and my husband, he steer ropes, we're around them all the time, but the better, I feel if you're roping with better caliber people, it makes you rope better,
okay.
So.
Okay. So have you won a few awards? And
yes, I've won several buckles, several saddles.
For what events?
Team roping, I've won several buckles, couple saddles. I've won over the since I was little bitty. I couldn't tell you how many buckles and stuff I've won barrel racing. I mean, you know, I won first runner-up Miss Rodeo USA back in 1986. You know, that was a long time ago. But, you know, yeah, I've won. I mean, I'm not by no means going to go to the national finals tomorrow. I could. I have a horse that would take me there. I just don't really have the money to go down the road to do it. You know, it takes lots of money to be able to rodeo. But, you know.
So let's get into your social life a little bit. Tell me what your social life is like.
Pretty boring.
Really?
Yes. Me and my husband both are not big drinkers per se, partiers. You know, we're not. I work in a bar, so I don't want to go hang out in a bar, I guess, you know. I mean, when my days are off, I'm not sitting in that bar that I work in. Our social life is mainly right down at our arena with our friends. You know, we don't drink a lot, that kind of, you know, I'm not a big partier, I guess I could say. I like to have fun, but I don't have to be drinking to have fun. I guess that's how I want to say it. You know, I wasn't raised around, you know, my family didn't drink a lot. My social life, I guess, is more family oriented, you know, being with good friends and family. I guess that's how I'd want to say it, you know, that go down to the roping pen and build a big fire and rope to 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, you know.
Do you have any kids?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have 2 girls. They're 20 and 22. They both just had birthdays.
Okay. Are they involved with the rodeo?
Both of them were growing up their whole life. Won lots of stuff. My oldest one, Cheyenne, she still rodeos. She ropes some. Chelsea got more into sports, running track, cheerleading and stuff like that in school. But you could put her on a horse right now and she could probably rope with the best of them because she's got the natural ability and just don't have the want to. You know, but Cheyenne, yeah, she still ropes.
Okay.
But.
All right. So, give me 3 words that would best describe you.
Genuine. I'm very real. And I'm happy.
Okay.
I guess I'd be not a fake person at all. What you get is what you see, I guess. Okay. You know.
Your family, do your girls live with you?
No.
Okay. So tell us about your family life a little bit. I mean, is it a fun family? Is it a happy family?
Yes, I have a very large family.
Oh, really? How many people?
I have my parents were divorced when I was 3. So I have one real brother. He has 2 kids. His son rodeos, has probably won everything a child 15 and under can win. He rides bulls, he ropes, rides bareback horses. I have a half brother and sister, and I have a step brother and sister. My husband's side of the family, he has a brother, raises bucking bulls. He's had the CBR Bucking Bull of the Year 2 years in a row.
Okay.
So my whole family, I guess, in a way, has always, both sides, we've been involved, riding, roping, whatever you want to call it. My dad retired from Texas Animal Health Commission, worked there for 25, 30 years, something like that, but he was a pickup man his whole life. You know, we grew up rodeoing, very close. Our whole family's very close. When my dad's somewhere and my stepmom, my mom and stepdad are usually right there too.
Okay.
You know, that's kind of unusual this day and time.
Okay, so, you know, reality television, do you watch much reality television?
Yeah, some.
Okay. You know, the thing about reality television is that it can be somewhat invasive.
Yes.
Okay? It can get into your life, show a little bit more of you than you might, you know, have wanted to show in some cases. But that is the reality of it. It's
right.
Reality television. You know, you put cameras in your car, cameras in your house. You know,
do y'all do a lot of bleeping?
Yeah, we do a lot of bleeping. We do a lot of bleeping. We do a lot of mosaicing as well. So knowing that, now I want you to take this into consideration. Knowing that, how do you think your family would feel as far as, you know, you've been involved with the reality show? Do you think they would welcome it?
I think they would be fine because my family has nothing to hide. You know, I mean, there's nothing that any of us have done that we've be ashamed of, I guess. You know, we're not going to be halfway through this reality show and, oh my God, her dad's a serial killer, you know. No, I think they'd be fine with it, you know. I mean, like I say, my family's real down to earth country people. I guess that's what, you know, you call them, you know.
So you think they'd enjoy being involved with reality?
Probably, yeah.
All right, then.
You know.
All right, so last question.
Okay.
And for whatever reason, I'm getting some feedback from your mic. Yeah, there you go. There you
Okay.
go. So tell me this. Why, in your opinion, do you think, or do you feel you would be great for a reality show?
I have good personality. I'm fun to be around. I get along well with everybody. I don't judge people. I'm real, I don't know, I guess to me, first impressions of a person is kind of usually what I always, it's usually pretty true. You know, what I think about a person when I first meet them, but I don't judge them on that. I give them the benefit of the doubt and see how it plays out. You know, oop, almost fell off my stool. I think it'd be fun. You know, I mean, and like I say, I think I've got a good enough personality that I could roll with the flow, and I'm willing to try anything, do anything. What would you call it? You know, I'm not like awesome at anything, but I'm kind of good at everything, I guess, you know, and willing to try anything. I'm not no singer, but I might get up and sing. I ain't no dancer, but I damn sure get up and dance, okay? You know, I always said I was going to come back in my next life as a stripper.
Okay.
Okay. Did I just say that on the camera?
Yeah, I think I'm going to make sure I got it. All right. Okay, then. All right.
I'm just, you know, I'm fun. I mean, and it was kind of like, you know, I'm going to say this. The way I found out about this, a guy I went to school with that I have not seen in 20 years comes to this bar all the time. He found out about this little thing and immediately told whoever about me, showed him Facebook pictures of me, and sent me a text message. You know, I met his wife for the first time an hour ago. You know, and she goes, I don't know you. You know, she goes, you are not what I expected at all. And she said, I love you to death.
Really?
And that's what I get, I guess, with most people. I'm not a threat to women because I don't come across as being a threat to women. You know, I can be just as good at friends with guys as I can with girls. I get along with all of them, you know.
All righty then. So,
does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I'm still going to come back as a stripper.
Okay.
But
Cat and damn clothes. That's your thing, you know what I'm saying?
We can't tell my daddy that.
Okay, yeah.
We got to bleep that, or we can't tell my daddy that. Okay. Yeah.
Right. So in closing, one thing. So you're fairly good at the roping and the barrel racing. You still do all that pretty damn good?
Yeah. I had a dummy roping contest Saturday morning with my nephew.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
In my pajamas.
Okay. You determined to get your clothes off.
We were supposed to have Christmas, but my dad was in the hospital, so we didn't get to have Christmas. So we was dummy roping in the driveway with our pajamas on. So.
Okay. All right.
But yes.
Anything else you feel like you want to say on camera that would make the producer just jump all over you and say, I gotta have it?
I don't know. You just have to take a chance, I guess. I won't do you wrong. I mean, you know, you'll have fun. We'll have fun.
Oh, okay.
We'll have fun.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Okay. All right, thanks.
Okay.